office. You there?
Yeah. Can we talk after that for a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing?
Well, not obviously very good. I mean, you feel, but I just want to say this first. The feeling is that, like there's this guy, the public access guy, I think he's crazy. I don't think you're crazy. I've never thought you're crazy.
I listen to him a little bit myself.
I think you're a little paranoid, but I don't think you're crazy. So the fact that you think, that you're right, when you can be objective and whatever hypothetical, freaks me out. I called up Nicholas, the medical examiner, and I called him up with staff, and I said, after I heard you on not K-Rock, I got some of the transcripts for that, but when I heard you that night, and I was so surprised, crying, and then I called him up, I think it was about 2 days later, and I said, is there a doubt in your mind, is there just a doubt, just forensically, Nicholas, in your mind? And he said, well, I've seen, like people fake suicides before, and what happens is just when there's this gross forensic stuff, I'll tell it to you anyway. He said, if the person's, conscious, that they put their teeth. And if they're not conscious, then the gun is placed in his left position. And he said that the place that Kurt put his gun, I guess, is like.
That's all it is the truth. So there's nothing to hide in that coroner's report. There's nothing to hide by not having Callie take a polygraph. And if the truth comes out and this was a suicide, that's all I'm after. And everybody working around me knows that. They know I'm willing to sit here and say, well, I was wrong.
I'm not, if you, I'm in a position where I could go after your license or whatever, but I'm not that offended because, why? Because I don't feel like you're motivated by things that, like read the Lynn Hirschberg wrote that really mean Vanity Fair article about me years ago, was motivated by. That's
Courtney,
what
I wish you and I could continue to be friends. I really enjoyed our relationship and our friendship and everything else. I really meant it when I said that. But when I reach the point that I believe what I believe, of course, then the friendship takes a back seat to.
Yeah, right. I understand that. But also, there's two psychiatrists that Kurt saw on his own, and then I saw on my own, really close to. I just woke up. I've been having, I'm in New Zealand, and I've just been having nightmares, and I know I'm not supposed to call you, but I had to anyway, so hold on. Knowing that, Kurt loved Callie and whatever, I decided to send him to rehab. And so I spent probably 30 grand on, he wouldn't go any place except to the Scientology rehab.
Where's that at?
It was in Kansas, Oklahoma. In Oklahoma. First I went to the Narconon in Hollywood, and this guy had to, and she wouldn't pay for her own rehab. I had to pay for his rehab.
How long did Callie stay there, do you know?
9 days or 10 days.
Would Callie be willing to come down and take a polygraph? I mean, if he passes a polygraph, that's sure going to answer a lot of questions.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he probably would if I talked to him about it. I don't want to talk to him right now.
That's what I tried to do a long time ago.
I don't think, I know what you think about the note, and there's something about the note that bugged me too, but it could have been, I was so hysterical, I was calling him every 5 minutes, screaming, and I've asked him to his face, did you hear a shot?
And what you were just saying about, for instance, calling Detective Terry and stuff, yeah, I mean, if me and Kurt got into a divorce and it came down to a custody battle, I'd win in a second. He wouldn't even put up a fight, because obviously his child doesn't mean enough to him to stay in the rehab. And maybe the responsibility of being a father and a husband are things that he needs to work on. If he wants to separate and that's going to make him happy, I mean, hell, this year alone, we don't even need to separate. He's supposed to do, Lollapalooza for 4 months of the year, and I'm supposed to be touring 9 months of the year. So So this is our first year that we're actually going to be separated for any length of time. And he set you up. It's really easy. They're tiny, so it's the size of a nickel. All right. Would you put it like where her phone is? I'm gonna give you $500 to do this. Okay. And Larry, you just swear to me you're never gonna tell a fucking soul.
Swear to God.
Swear to God.
I'm very good at this.
Do you understand my motivation? I don't want to bust her. I don't want to bust him. I just want to find out where the fuck he is, that he's safe, and like if he's off, like getting his shit together, detoxing, writing, whatever, and like trying to like change his life, that's fine. If he wants a divorce, that's fine. Whatever's gonna make him happy, that's what I want. And all you gotta do is stick. Where's your phone?
Like,
In the living room or the bedroom?
it's usually in the living room.
Okay, well, there's two options. One is there's these things you can stick on the phone so that her phone could be bugged, and the other thing is to stick it in her house. So I need to talk and make a decision about this, but, I mean, by midnight tonight, I'm going to know if Kurt's in town. And if he's not in town, then forget it. You're still getting, we're still getting $250,000 each for our publishing. I've got a life to live. My band, we've got a fucking Rolling Stone cover. Yeah, how cool is that? And they did read for the whole band for Rolling Stone. So, we're going to go in the top 10, and things are going to fucking look up. I can't let Kurt pull me down, but I've got to know what he's doing, because if I decide this is the thing to do, I want you to do it for me. I want you to do it tonight or tomorrow, okay? And I'm going to have this guy get in touch with you, and it's not like a cop thing, okay? It has nothing to do with the cops. It's like a private thing, okay? So you'd be willing to do that without saying a goddamn word to anybody, okay? Because if Caitlin, okay, for instance, one thing, even if Kurt's really fucked up, he's never fucked around on me. If he's fucking her, which I doubt, because she's such a skank. He's the one guy who, they know we have $4 million in CFIRS. They also know that CFIRS is going downhill, that I could go to Washington Federal and get a lot better interest rates, right? So they better kiss my ass over there, right? They also know that despite the prenuptial, my name is on all of our homes and all of our assets. So I don't want a divorce out of this. The only way the divorce is going to happen is if I bust him with infidelity. Yeah, with Kurt, he's like, yeah, well, fuck you. I don't even want to be in Nirvana. If Kurt wants to turn his nose up at $9.5 million at Lollapalooza, when we could have fucking played Lollapalooza and gotten the cut, and at least come home with $300,000 or $400,000, that's the part that pisses me off. Is he fucked up our politics, and this includes your sister, so bad that, we won't get Lollapalooza even next year, even if we sell 2 million, because Kurt's fucking pulling out. I don't know where the hell he is. He can't be in Seattle. He has 2 plane tickets. I just am curious if he bought a plane ticket for somebody else. And then I was figuring prices. Okay, he goes up to Seattle, he picks up his guitars, he flies to Atlanta, they're recording in Knoxville, so maybe there's no nonstop, and he goes to Knoxville, and then he goes back to Atlanta, and he buys maybe a round-trip ticket back to Seattle. That's all I can think.
How much do you want to give me as a retainer?
How much would you like? I'm going to be here all week, so why don't we start out with what you did times 3.
Okay.
And then, or times 4. And then we can go on from there.
Okay.
Money's not a problem. Money is a problem.
Yeah,
If we get a divorce, I don't have my publishing deal, money will be a problem, but that's not going to happen for quite some time. And then I was able to actually talk to him and go, Kurt, I love you. I'm going to support whatever you do. If you don't want to do Lollapalooza, fine. I could have done Lollapalooza this year, but I can't go on tour with Kurt because everyone will say, oh, he got it for her. But I was offered it first. So, I don't know. It's ridiculous. And, I'm certainly not going to, Kurt's got enough power that he'd be getting the back end. I'd come off a Lollapalooza with less than $100,000. But it would sell my record.
Yeah.
But I gave that up so that Kurt could go out and make, nearly $10 million. And now he's, fucking that up.